there, YouTube world. Welcome back after a very short staycation. I hope that you're still safe and well and enjoying your time together. Today we're going to take our treble clef notes and our bass clef notes and combine them together in order to make a name tag for ourselves. You can do it as a poster board, you can do it as a name tag that would sit on a desk, or whatever else you would like. Our point is to work with our notes on the treble and bass clef and understand how they interact. These notes will not be happening at the same time with the way that we are reading them, but normally when we're reading a grand staff, the notes are happening from left to right, just like you read a book, with both the staves happening at the same time. As we go through this, please feel free to reference back to your notes as often as you need to, and make sure that you put in the correct amount of detail for whether or not you are keeping this for yourself or hanging it up for everyone else to see. I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you have some really great product at the end. See you soon. For today's activity, you will need a pen, pencil, some sort of straight line, I'm going to use a ruler, and also 1 or 2 pieces of paper. I will be using 2 pieces of paper for this, one for my first name, one for my last name. You are welcome to use 1 piece of paper and to be able to have your treble clef with your bass clef below. The first thing that we need to do is draw 5 lines and 4 spaces. Do this a second time on the second piece of paper if you are going to use 1 staff per paper, or take your first paper and instead of having the spaces so wide, make sure you do line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again. I will show you a picture of that. If you have decided to put both staves on the same paper, then on the top staff, please draw a treble clef symbol. And on the bottom, please draw a bass clef symbol. If you are using 2 papers, then make sure on one of them, you draw a treble clef at the beginning, and on the second, you draw a bass clef. Position your papers so that they make a grand staff. Let's take a look at the first one. Our treble clef is going to be our first name. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to make up a first name and a last name. Take your pencil out and gently, so that you can erase it later on, write the first name across the top. Use English letters. The name that I have chosen to write is Andrea. It's written so lightly that it is difficult to see. A-N-D-R-E-A. Let's start with the easiest, which is the letters that do not fit in our A through G alphabet. A belongs, we'll skip it. N. N has no home, so we're going to just put a quick underline there. D belongs, we'll skip it. R has no home, we'll underline it. E, A. Now that we have underlined the notes that do not belong in our A through G staff, we're going to write those notes in just a moment. The letter A, however, lives somewhere on this staff. As a reminder, every good boy deserves fudge. F-A-C-E. Our A, we're going to put F-A on our second space. Do a really gentle circle. N has no home. Right below N, we're going to drop it down and just write the letter N. D, every good boy deserves. We're going to make sure we do a very gentle circle for our note on the D line. R has no space. We are going to write it in. E, every. Drop it all the way down. follow the E down and make sure you draw your note directly below it. A, F, A. So you can see that each letter in English has a symbol directly under it. Now that we've written these in pencil, we can take a moment to make them look really nice and to design them. When done, make sure to go back and erase the pencil marks you no longer need to see. A, N, D, R, E, A. Now, if I desire, I can design this so that maybe each line is more pronounced, or do a border around the edge, maybe do something fun so it still looks really nice. I can still easily read my music, but also be able to see it as more of a poster. Let's do the bass clef. For my example, I have chosen the last name Fernandes. Make sure you underline the notes that do not live in our A through G scale. F, E. R is not in between A or G. N, A, N, D, E, S. Now that we have underlined the notes that do not fit, we need to find the place for each of the other letters on our staff. We're in bass clef, so we have great big dinosaurs fart always, and all cows eat grass. F, great big dinosaurs fart. To put a nice note there. E, all cows eat. R does not live anywhere, we write it in. N does not live anywhere, we write it in. A, we have two different spots. All cows eat grass, or great big dinosaurs fart always. You may choose which one to use. N does not have a home. D, great big dinosaurs. E, all cows eat. And S does not have a home. We're going to do the same thing that we did with treble clef, drawing these in darker and erasing the lines we no longer need. Taking my two different papers and putting them together, I now have both my first name and my last name. When reading the grand staff, we would normally read from left to right, both at the same time. In this case, we're using this as an exercise to be able to practice where our letter names A through G live on both our treble clef and our bass clef. Andrea, A-N-D-R-E-A, Fernandes, F-E-R-N-A-N-D-E-S. How did your name tags turn out? I would love to see a picture if you would like to drop one. I hope that this activity helped you to remember some of the line and space letter names of both the treble and the bass clef. Keep practicing, and we'll work on more soon. Have a great day, stay safe, and stay well.